Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a very special episode of the Loan Officer Marketing Podcast. We've recently changed the name. It used to be the Loan Officer Wealth Podcast, and this is a very special episode because I've just gotten back from hosting the 2-day AI Loan Officer Bootcamp with Carl White and our team at Mortgage Marketing Animals, and it was a transformational event, not only for those in attendance, but for myself personally. And I wanted to talk today about one of my major takeaways from the event, which I feel holds exceptional value for you. And it ties back to why we changed the name of the podcast, because originally the name Loan Officer Wealth was about having people on the podcast talking about how they were building a life of freedom and wealth from the money that they were making in the mortgage business as a result of running a successful mortgage business. And that was during a very phenomenal, historical boom. And some of us in the mortgage industry were able to bring in record amounts of money and record amounts of profit. And that wasn't normal, right? And so the Loan Officer Wealth theme was all about how do we take this money and build a life of freedom and wealth as a result of that. And we've renamed the podcast Loan Officer Marketing because the market has changed. And now it is about doing the work that is necessary to be done in order to make sure that we have the money so that we can build wealth. Now, at the 2-day intensive with Carl, I was responsible for putting together all 2 days of the content. So what segments were going to go in what order and what was going to be presented. And I requested that Carl do a very special presentation that changed my life. And I saw him do this presentation, probably 14 years ago. Definitely longer than 10 years ago. But about 14 years ago, I went to one of the very first events that he did down in Florida when he launched the Mortgage Marketing Animals and the Freedom Club and really started transforming people's lives. I was blessed to be one of the first people. My dad and I traveled from Canada down to Florida and sat in the room, and Carl got out a whiteboard and he mapped out the process of identifying what you want your life to look like. And I'm going to walk you through the exercise. And I would like for you to take this episode not as a, hey, I'm going to listen to this at the gym and it's going to be like my pump up for the day or for the week or whatever it is. But I want you to take this episode as an opportunity to do this exercise with your spouse or your significant other, or if it's just you, take the time with this episode to really make the steps after you've got this information to implement this in your life, because I am recording this episode because this content changed my life. And when I watched Carl present it again at the conference, it made me realize what an impact it's had on my life, because you internalize something as a habit, you forget maybe where it originally came from, and then your life is different. And it's because of that one thing where you heard a piece of information, but you didn't hear it. What you did was you heard it, you took the time to implement it, you forced the implementation through just like sheer will and discipline for the first 30 days until it was a habit. Then when it's a habit, it's easy, right? It is the gap between learning something new, figuring out how to implement that, because it's going to suck. Anytime as human beings, the first time you do anything, you're going to suck at it, right? So we just identify that, like, okay, this is going to suck for a little bit, but I'm going to figure it out so that it doesn't suck anymore. And then I'm going to put a system in place so it's automated once I have the knowledge and understanding of how to do it my way. So you get the information, you go through the suck of figuring out how to do the thing. And then once you have that knowledge and understanding, then you automate it, give it to somebody else, delegate it, but make it so that that happens without you having to do the intensive work that it took for the first 30 days to make it a habit. That's basically the process of how you create growth over time. And Carl does a really good job of teaching that. But what he also does is he says, okay, you have to figure out what your perfect life looks like. And everybody's is different, right? Some people are going to be super happy with $50,000 a year. Some people are going to be super happy with $100,000 a year. Some people are striving to hit the 2 comma club, which is $1 million in income per year. All these numbers that we're talking about are income. So it's not revenue. It's not even like business. It's what you get out the back end as profit as a result of the effort, time, and dedication that you put into your business. So we're talking about income numbers here. So what you do is you sit down and you map out your perfect day. What does your perfect day look like? Where do you live? When you wake up first thing in the morning, what's the first sound that you hear? What environment are you in? What do you do as your morning routine? Are you going to the beach? Are you taking your kids to school? Is it meditation? Is it professional sports? Is it like, what environment do you want to be in? Where are you located? And then breakfast. What does breakfast look like? Are you having breakfast with your spouse? Are you having breakfast on the road to the office? Doesn't matter what it is, because everybody's is going to be different. What's important is that you actually go through the steps of figuring out what your perfect day looks like. What house do you live in? What car do you drive? What does your environment look like? Who are you surrounded with? What does your day-to-day routine look like? And we're not talking about like, what vacation are you going to go on and what does that look like? Because that's not everyday life, right? Like, in order for a human being to feel fulfillment, we still need to do. Like, you can get to the point where you've got enough money where you don't have to work anymore. Those people still have to do something to feel fulfillment. And a lot of them find philanthropy of giving back, right? Because it still gives you purpose in a role, but you have to have something to do. So what does your perfect day look like? What do you spend your time doing? How are you giving back? What is your contribution? And once you know that, and you've taken the time to go from all the way when you wake up to the time that your head hits the pillow, what does that day look like? Then you can go through and be like, okay, how much does all that stuff cost? The house that you want to live in, how much is that going to cost? The cars you want to drive, how much is that going to cost? The schools that you want to send your kids to, do you have, somebody that helps you with cooking and cleaning? Do you have somebody that tutors you, that tutors your children? Do you have a business coach that you pay for? Do you have a lifestyle coach that you pay for? What are all these things? What are all the costs to it? And again, we're not trying to pay for all this stuff right now. What we're doing is we're identifying on an annual basis, how much is that stuff going to cost? Because then you break it down on how much that's going to cost per month, and then how much that's going to cost per week, and then how much that's going to cost per day. So that when you wake up in the morning and you're doing your daily success plan through the Mortgage Marketing Animals, which is hands down the most successful thing that you can do in your mortgage business, period, full stop. Do the daily success plan. If you give 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, 8 hours a week, just to focus on the money-making activities, and you make your phone calls, you can transform your mortgage business. If you do the daily success plan and you power it with loanofficercrm.ai, where we've built funnels that bolt on to the daily success plan, you make your phone calls, and then anybody that you don't connect with automatically gets dropped into a funnel. So the emails and the text messaging and the DMs on social, we call it octopus marketing. The more channels that you reach out on, the more response you get back. The more response you get, the more deals you process. It's just simple math, right? Well, if you dedicate yourself to that daily success plan, that gives you the ability to actually forecast what activities and how much effort do I have to put in on a daily basis in order to live the life that I want. And when you look at the work that you have to do, because you're going to have to make phone calls, it's the mortgage industry. You're going to have to do that. When your mind is focused on the end goal of this life that you want, this contribution that you're going to give to your family, and you know what activities you have to do, even though the activities are hard, because we've anchored it to something that's worthwhile, it's actually a lot easier, and it eventually becomes fun to do the things that you feel are hard right now, because eventually they become easy because you've made them the habit, which is what we started off with. So the first step in the exercise is identifying your perfect day. Then going through the math of the blueprint of how much is all that stuff going to cost. Then you've got a monthly number as to how much it's going to cost in order to lead the lifestyle that you want. Then you take a look at your mortgage business and identify what your average profit per loan is. Okay, everybody's is going to be different. You know, you live in Southern California and you're doing $2 million deals, your commissions are going to be a whole lot different than somebody that's in a different environment and the average home price is $250,000, right? That's okay. Everybody's different. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Costs a whole lot more to live in Southern California than it does in an area where home prices are $250,000, right? So like it balances out, but you just need to know what your number is. So figure out what your average profit per deal is. It's real simple to do that calculation. Take the total amount of money that you made last year, take how many deals you did last year, and divide those two together. And it gives you your average profit per loan. You can probably tell where we're going with this exercise, right? Now all you do is you take the perfect lifestyle number of how much profit you need per month to lead the ideal lifestyle, and you divide it by the average profit that you make per loan. That number is the number of deals that you need to do per month in order to live the lifestyle that you want. Then we can get tactical with what activities are you going to do to bring in the loans that you need to lead the lifestyle that you want, okay? And writing this stuff down, iPads are great, but paper, right? Put this stuff on paper. There's an actual energy that comes when you write this stuff down, and then you rip it out of the book and you put it up on your office wall where you can see it every single day so that you can be focused on it, right? So we get that number, then we get to tactical. There's only 3 ways to grow a mortgage business: past customers and your database, referral partners, which is realtors, financial planners, investment advisors. I mean, on this podcast, we've interviewed one of the top 10 mortgage brokers in the country, gets the majority of her business from solar companies, right? Another one of the top loan officers in the country gets the majority of their referrals from builders. Another one is fix and flip investors. They're part of a community of people that do fix and flips. There's thousands of people in that community, and they're all reaching out to that mortgage lender because they've become the mortgage lender for those particular people. In the mortgage industry, our opportunities are almost endless. We are simply limited by our creativity and our knowledge. That's why you're listening to this podcast. That's why you're a part of the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And if you're not a member of the Mortgage Marketing Animals, it's $397 a month. It's hands down, I mean, other than joining the Freedom Club and buying the software, that's the smartest money that you can invest in your mortgage business. Head on over to mortgagemarketinganimals.com, book a strategy call, join the monthly Mortgage Marketing Animals program. But get yourself around the right people, get plugged into the tactical things that you need to be doing in order to generate the results. So referral partners, there's endless opportunities there. And then the third pillar is marketing and advertising. So you've got your database, you've got your referral partners, and you've got marketing and advertising. Now in the mortgage industry, there is a law of diminishing returns as you go down. So you start with your database because that's where in the mortgage industry, the majority of people that have been in the business for more than 3 years, they make the majority of their money from referrals from past customers and sphere of influence, right? So that's the first thing we're going to focus on, and we're going to get tactical here in just a second. Now, the second thing that you need to be focused on is referral partners. And there is also a law of essentially diminishing returns. You need to be focused on realtors first, okay? The majority of mortgage transactions that are done in the United States of America or in North America happen because a real estate partner has a customer and they refer them to a mortgage lender. The first person that talks to that customer, statistically speaking, is the one that funds the deal. If you're not working with realtors, you're leaving money on the table, period, full stop. So realtors have to be a part of your plan. But then you start to expand. You can expand into financial planners, insurance advisors. Again, we've got great training inside the Mortgage Marketing Animals community on how to go into each of those pathways and their specific strategies or tactics that you can implement in order to do that, right? The show right now is my favorite. But anyways, you can learn that over there. So then we get into marketing and advertising, and we're going to talk about the power of that and the best way to do marketing and advertising. So when you get to tactical of how you're going to bring in loans, you need to be doing database marketing once per month, okay? And what we've discovered is that if you provide value rather than marketing information or mortgage information, you get far more results from your database. So don't send out rate sheets, don't send out market information. You can include it in the footer at the bottom if you really feel compelled to it, but people don't do business with rate sheets. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And your job with your database marketing that goes out once a month is to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. The more offers you put into the marketplace, the more money you will make. So I believe that you should be reaching out to your database once per month. Now you're going to hear that and you're immediately going to go, that's crazy, that's far too much. But if you're not providing mortgage information and you're providing value to your database, once a month is not often enough, because every time you reach out, every time you ask, if you have friends, family members, or coworkers that are currently looking to buy, sell, or refinance, can I count on you to put me into a three-way text message or email with those people when they're looking? Can I count on you? Every time you give that offer into the marketplace, you will get results from it. So the more often you can get that out there, the more results you will get, the more deals that you will close. But you need to package that in value to deliver it to your clients. Otherwise you burn out your list, and once a month is too often. So how do you do that? You offer to make connections to your network of trusted partners. And the way that you do that is once a month, you offer a mortgage review, right? The very first month that you reach out to your database, it's like, hey, I know I haven't reached out in a while, but the market's been crazy. It is time for you to do a mortgage analysis with me so that we can take a look at your current finances. That's a phenomenal opportunity for you to generate refinance business. There's still lots of refinance business out there, even in today's current rate environment. But on top of that, there is the opportunity to get 5-star ratings and reviews on your Google profile and to ask for referrals. So the first thing that we give to the database in our 12-month plan, which again, we have all mapped out and pre-built inside Loan Officer CRM. If you buy Loan Officer CRM by going to loanofficercrm.ai, we have this database marketing plan with all of the emails and all the text messages and all the content pre-written for you right in a campaign. You can literally drop your database in, and this marketing campaign will run for the entire year for you, right? So month one is all about the annual mortgage review so that you can warm your list back up, because most mortgage lenders are completely ignoring their database, even though it's the #1 source of profit, right? So we're going to fix that together. If that's you, go to loanofficercrm.ai, sign up. You're just do it. It's like you're going to put in a $5 bill, get a $50 bill back, right? Not an income claim, but it's just easy to put your database into a campaign that's already proven to work, right? So anyways, the purpose of month number one is to queue them up for month number two. And in month number two, we say, hey, you're a homeowner. As a homeowner, you should have a financial plan. And we give them a little bit of information on why it's important to have a financial plan and some tips. And then we say, hey, we have a trusted financial advisor that we love referring to our clients. If you'd like an introduction, just let us know. What is that doing? It's taking your database and turning it into an opportunity for you to generate referrals to send to a financial planner so that you can open up multiple relationships with multiple financial planners from the referrals that you generate from your database, right? What's month three? If you're a homeowner, you can save money every month by having an insurance analysis, because you can probably bundle your house and your auto insurance together into one policy and save money every month. Oh, by the way, we have a trusted partner that can help you with that if you would like an introduction. Because we've been in the industry for so long and we know all these professionals, we can give you a trusted relationship. Would you like us to make an introduction so that you can save money on your insurance? What did we just do? We provided value to the database, but we also generated opportunities to go out to multiple insurance brokerages in town, the biggest first, right? Use those opportunities to build relationships with insurance professionals While at the same time, we did our database marketing, which is going to generate more referrals, right? You can see where we're going with this. So there's 12 months of that, and it covers all of the different referral partners that you can possibly send business to. And then every quarter, so 4 times a year, it's an offer for you on the mortgage side of things to potentially get a mortgage deal, refinance deal, or direct referrals, and we really focus on that. So that's your database marketing, right? And your sphere of influence goes in there as well. These people don't have to have done a deal with you. This content is so valuable that you can put all of your contacts into this database marketing campaign, and it produces results for you. So then we go to referral partner marketing. So the first one, database marketing, we've got that covered. I apologize if you can hear a little bit of the wind out there. I'm actually in a little bit of an outdoor space, but it's a beautiful environment for us to be learning and sharing together here. So number 2 is referral partners. We're going to focus on realtors, but understand what I'm about to teach you. You can pick up and bolt this funnel into any niche that you want. It doesn't matter. It can be home services, it can be financial planners, it can be insurance, doesn't matter. What you do is you get a qualified list of prospects. And with artificial intelligence, we've actually worked with AI to create a bot that will give us a list of the top 50 professionals in each marketplace. And our members inside Mortgage Marketing Animals have access to that script, and they also have access to watch me use the AI to create the script that pulls the information from Google and puts it onto an Excel spreadsheet automatically. The whole training is 20 minutes. How to use AI to write the code, to do all this stuff. It's crazy. And again, that's available for Mortgage Marketing Animals members inside the Mortgage Marketing Animals membership. Go to mortgagemarketinganimals.com, book a free strategy call, sign up for MMA. All the training is in there. You can also get a qualified list of realtors. Lots of different places where you can go and get that. If you want me to give you a trusted resource, just leave a comment below the video. Happy to share that with you. So you get this qualified list. Now, what you do with that qualified list has updated since Carl and I partnered together. So the way that the Daily Success Plan used to work was you would get a list of 30 partners and you would reach out to them for 8 weeks. That crushes it. Hands down, everybody that does it gets more partner relationships. It just works, right? What we've done is we've bolted a funnel onto the bottom of it, and our loan officer CRM has a power dialer in it. So rather than reaching out to 30 qualified referral partners, we reach out to as many as we possibly can each week. And we've discovered that that number tends to be around like 300. So in the same amount of time, because you're using the power dialer, you can go from 30 contacts to 300. If you can do 1,000, great. You're just going to get more people through the funnel, because guess what? The number of people that you connect with by making the phone call, sending the emails, and reaching out to these qualified partners, it stays basically the same as a percentage, right? It's between 16 and 20% of the people that you're reaching out to with this strategy, you'll have a conversation with. And then the appointment booking ratio should be about 50%. So half of the people that you talk to should book an appointment with you. And then from the people that you talk to, you should convert roughly, and everybody's number is a little bit different, but basically it's like 25%. 25%, 1 out of every 4 appointments that you have is somebody where if you stay in contact with them long term, is an opportunity for a relationship where they will send you business. So 1 out of 4, 3 will say just like no, flat out, or you'll get to the appointment and you'll be like, ick, no thank you, right? We've all been there with a realtor meeting, or meeting with anybody really in general, right? Only work with the people that you like. So 1 out of 4. The percentages don't change. So if you put more people into the top of the funnel, the percentages stay the same, you get more out the bottom of the funnel, right? So by taking AI and having it automate those conversations, you're basically doing the same success activity in the Daily Success Plan. You're making your calls, but because you're doing it with a power dialer, you're putting far more people into the top of the funnel. But if you don't connect with them, it automatically sends out the messages that generate even more conversations. And then AI is actually writing the responses back to the text messages that you get, to the emails that you get. And it's specific for, hey, this one's for realtors, this one's for financial planners, this one's for investment advisors. Like, we have AI prompts specific to those professionals and why they should book an appointment. That's all pre-built inside loanofficercrm.ai. So you drop them into the funnel, you have those relationships. Now here's the success tip for this, and we'll wrap with this because we don't want this episode to get too long. But how many of you have had an appointment with a realtor and they say, hey, I already have a lender? We've all been there. Or I have to give 3 names, right? We hear this stuff over and over and over again. And that's normal. They wouldn't be a top producer and not have a mortgage relationship. That's just how the business works, right? So the likelihood of you having an offer that's so outrageously good where they're like, hey, person I've never met before that I don't have a relationship with, that was an incredible rate sheet presentation. I'm going to stop this 5-year relationship that I have with this other LO, and I'm going to send you all my business because that rate sheet demonstration was so good. Like, said nobody ever, right? But that's what we're expecting. Most people go into the marketplace and they're like, I met with a realtor one time, we had a great meeting, and then it's crickets, and it's super awkward for me to reach out to that person because I don't know what to say. But here's the deal. Where do you lose your partners? All of us have been in a situation where we have the meeting with the realtor referral partner, they send us the deal, everything's going great, and then the client goes and buys a boat 5 days before closing. There is nothing that you can do as a lender to fix that, but is your relationship with your realtor tainted a little bit because of what the client did that you had no control over? Of course it is. We've all been in that situation where we've lost a deal where it's got absolutely nothing to do with us, but we've lost the referral partner as a result of that. Well, that happens all of the time with these top producers. That's why they make a move to another lender. And so your job isn't to get them on the phone and give them the most incredible presentation to convert them up front. Your job is to provide value to them after you've made the introduction for as long a period of time and produce as much value in the relationship as possible so that when that deal goes sideways, because it always does, you're next in line. That's the key to stacking a bunch of realtor relationships. Making sure you've got a funnel so that you have as many warm referral partners in the hopper that you're providing value to and communicating with once a month. Now, we have 6 offers that we give to realtors, and we give them to them over time. And this is for all your referral partners. But they get offer 1. It's a meeting, it's an appointment, it's a value add, right? They don't send you business after the meeting. That's totally cool. You drop them into the second offer. Hey, check out this other thing that I've got that can help you build your business. That's cool, that's awesome, that another lender isn't talking about. They may or may not book another appointment with you. You have another conversation. This is super cool. Thanks for sharing this with me. That's awesome. They don't send a referral. You drop them into the third offer. And all of these just go automatically after you've had the first appointment with them, right? The third offer, hey, come on my podcast. Hey, let me convert your leads for you. Hey, here's some database marketing for you. Hey, let me show you how SEO works. Let me show you how AI works, right? All of these offers pre-built, all the content ready to go. You have to do very little, just maintain the relationship. It is not about the widget. It is about the relationship. Month 4, deal goes sideways. You're the person that gets the deal because you've stayed in front of them with that offer of value. So those 2 pathways, your past customer database and your referral partners, that's how it works. And we've got this thing dialed in inside Loan Officer CRM that's the technical tool that gets it done. And then if you join the Mortgage Marketing Animals membership, that is the information and the community and the coaching to help keep you motivated to actually implement the system and get it working every month. So one last thing. If you're buying leads in the mortgage industry, this next 2 minutes is probably going to save you an exceptional amount of money, but definitely time, frustration, and just getting beat around, okay? When we did the presentation slides for the 2-day AI conference bootcamp with Carl White, we pulled out a slide. Our company has invested $4.3 million in Google Ads just in the mortgage industry, and I'm here to tell you that Google Ads and Facebook ads are the hardest way to grow your business, hands down. Same thing with Zillow leads, Boomtown leads. If you can catch a 1% to 3% conversion ratio on those leads, you're absolutely knocking it out of the park. And in order to get that conversion rate that high, it takes a Herculean effort in order to get that lead to convert. The best way that you can go to the marketplace and run advertising and generate a lead that converts, where we're converting 10% or better of these leads into actual customers, is by going to your past customer database, getting 5-star ratings and reviews on your Google profile, and then leveraging artificial intelligence to create content and authority so that you show up in the map placement on the front page of Google. So if you go to Google and you type mortgage lender, that map placement that shows up with a business, people that call mortgage businesses from that map placement are the highest quality leads that are generated online in the mortgage industry, hands down. Now, we can do that for you. We only work with 2 clients per marketplace, but absolutely 100%, if you're looking to go and generate leads in your mortgage business, that is where you should be focusing your time, your effort, your attention, and your investment in dollars in order to get that. So we will wrap in the interest of time. I would love to know what you thought about today's episode. Leave us a comment below. I would love to know your number 1 takeaway. And now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pull out your calendar, and I would like for you to open up an appointment in the evening for just yourself. But if you have a significant other, include that significant other in that appointment. Sit down and have a conversation about what you want your life to look like. And then go do the math on how much it's going to cost to have that. And then figure out how many deals per month do you need to put into your life in order to live that lifestyle. And then what activities do you need to do in order to generate the referrals from your database, generate the referral relationships that you need, and then, and oftentimes you don't even need it, what marketing are you going to do in order to bring new leads in order to scale the business? And then get to work every single day, Monday through Thursday, from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You don't do anything but business building activities to get you to that goal. I know you can do it. I've done it. If I can do it, you can do it. That is for sure. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, and I'll see you in the next episode.